Welcome back to the Collegiate Athletics Advocate. My name is Will, and today we're going to talk conference realignment. I apologize in advance for my voice. I lost it, and I'm still recovering, but I need to get these episodes out. There's a lot to talk about, not a lot of time to talk about it. Conference realignment has been a hot topic for every conference, but none as contentious as the Pac-12's recent expansion efforts. Presently, the Pac-12 is still looking for their 8th full member. As we already discussed briefly in our State of the Conference episode, there have been many candidates thrown around as the next possible addition. Before I list them, I just want to say briefly that no, Cal and Stanford are not coming back, and to think that they would is a pipe dream. They have moved on and do not appear to be looking back at all. In fact, I wish them well on their new trajectory. And as a matter of opinion, I think it'd probably be more likely that the PAC gets SMU due to their lack of incoming media revenue in the ACC at all. That being said, I don't believe any of those schools are incoming anytime soon. Anyways, back to PAC expansion. Here's a list of schools, in no particular order, that I have seen thrown around as possible PAC additions at one point or another. UNLV, Nevada, New Mexico, all from the Mountain West Conference, Memphis, Tulane, UTSA, USF, North Texas, Rice, Tulsa, Wichita State from the American Athletic Conference, Texas State, Louisiana from the Sun Belt Conference, New Mexico State, Louisiana Tech from Conference USA, UConn, which is an independent school, Sac State from the Big Sky and the FCS, St. Mary's from the West Coast Conference, a non-football school, and Creighton from the Big East, also a non-football school. Now, I know this is a big list, so I kind of want to eliminate them in a style similar to how CF Budge does his lists. Firstly, I don't think the PAC has any interest in any schools from Conference USA, so we can respectfully remove those, Louisiana Tech and New Mexico State, from contention. Next, I believe the PAC is only interested in schools on or west of the Mississippi River. This was recently backed up by the new president of Washington State University, Elizabeth Cantwell, who said the same thing publicly. That eliminates USF and UConn. The former is also being hotly touted as the next addition to the ACC after they lose some of their more premier members. So they have even less motivation to move to a conference so far away from them. I personally believe the latter is also a strong contender as an ACC addition, as a backfill option, but that's for another video. The next elimination is going to be Sacramento State. I want to first say that I think it's awesome what the Pac-12 committee is doing, not only for the university, but for Sacramento as a whole. They have been talking a lot of talk, but are now actually beginning to walk the walk as well with their huge NIL commitments, big name coaching hires, recruitment performance, and exciting new campus infrastructure projects to upgrade their athletic facilities. With their newest bold move being filing for an FCS independence, their performance up to this point has been nothing short of admirable. However, they are still not going to be able to qualify for the FBS postseason in 2026, and therefore full conference membership in the eyes of the NCAA is also off the table. This, on top of the fact that they are still an unproven commodity, means that they are going to be off my list. For the next eliminator, I think the only school left in the Mountain West that is of interest to the PAC is UNLV, and any additional schools on top of them would just be too expensive to justify given who's left, regardless of the results of the current poaching penalty lawsuits between the PAC and its incoming members and the Mountain West. My next elimination is actually one school, and that's going to be Louisiana, due to them not quite bringing enough value, and also just the reality that I haven't heard that many rumors about them recently. The exception, of course, is that college football guy who has been tooting their horn and shouting Louisiana as a PAC addiction from the beginning. All due respect to him, this just happens to be an area where he and I disagree. Speaking of cost and value, I'm now back to the AAC schools. As many are aware, the exit fees to leave the AAC are extremely high. We'll go into detail on that shortly, but right off the bat, I think we can eliminate Rice and Tulsa as they just don't quite have the value or recent success in the revenue sports to make them worthwhile additions. On top of that, I think I'm going to eliminate Wichita State as well. I promise I mean no disrespect to the Shockers, and if there are any Wichita fans who'd care to prove me wrong, then please let me know in the comments and we can certainly have a dialogue about it. Lastly, from the American, I'm going to add North Texas to this list of eliminations as well. While they bring in some football value, mainly from their location in the state of Texas, and with Denton as a fringe part of the DFW DMA, that market is already so saturated with TCU and SMU, and they don't have baseball. Even with their recent basketball success, I'd still put them behind other better options in Texas. My last elimination of this video is going to probably rub some folks the wrong way, but let's get into it. I don't believe that St. Mary's is going to be, nor should they be, a member of the Pac-12. Yes, I know they bring in a lot of recent basketball success, but their reputation for early exits from the tournament, as well as that success only coming at the hands of one coach, makes their success a bit less credible. The main concerns for me, however, are their size, with their undergraduate enrollment at less than 2,000 students, and their facilities. Their gym, while probably being the best that they could do with the space, is simply not large enough. I think Canzano and Wilner put it best when they said that there were probably quite a few high school gyms that were bigger. Their position in the Bay Area is attractive, but with the market already saturated by the likes of Stanford and Cal and even smaller schools like San Francisco and San Jose State, it just doesn't make up the ground for them in my eyes. Especially given that particular DMA doesn't seem to engage with college sports as much. This leaves us with 6 viable candidates for conference expansion in the Pac-12. UNLV from the Mountain West Conference, Memphis, Tulane, and UTSA from the American Athletic Conference, Texas State from the Sun Belt Conference, and Creighton from the Big East. On my next few episodes, I'm going to start digging into these selections more in depth. In the meantime, however, thank you all for coming. Please consider subscribing to continue following along. Like this video if you enjoyed it, or if you didn't, leave a comment telling me why. I hope you all have a great rest of your day or night, and be well.